a ton of news since we last spoke. So let's talk about Tony Ferguson, because you remember last week we spoke about Ferguson and Michael Chandler. We talked about whether or not Michael Chandler was turning heel in a subtle way on all of us. Well, this is what happened. This is a weird one, DC. So the end result is that Tony Ferguson is fighting Charles Bronx Oliveira on December 12th at UFC 256. That's a phenomenal fight.
Yes.
Charles Oliveira has won 7 in a row. He doesn't get talked about enough as one of the top guys at 155. He's on quite the streak. We haven't seen him since his win over Kevin Lee back when the whole pandemic started in that empty arena in Brazil. So this is a great fight on paper. But this is weird what happened here, DC. Listen to what happened here. So remember, they were supposed to make the fight on October 24th. It was supposed to be Ferguson-Poirier. Poirier has issues, contract issues, so they go Ferguson-Chandler. Ferguson says no, he wants Poirier. Then they drop both of them. Chandler's the backup fighter, right? So then the dust settles there, and Ferguson kind of sees all the love that Chandler is getting, and he's like, you know what? I want to fight that guy. Let's do it December 12th. And so, okay, so they go to the UFC, say December 12th. UFC tells Tony Ferguson, per my discussions with both sides, no, he's booked. Michael Chandler's booked. He's fighting on January 23rd. Okay, that's weird. Michael Chandler does an interview with ESPN's Brett Okamoto and says, I'll fight Tony Ferguson on January 23rd. Tony Ferguson says, hey, you're already booked. What are you talking about? And so there's all this confusion. In the end, he's like, you know what? I'm moving on. I'm going to go fight Charles Oliveira. We don't even know who Michael Chandler is fighting. We could get to that in a moment. But this fight has now been added to the pay-per-view card. And I don't think anyone's complaining because it's a great fight on paper. It's just kind of weird how they got there.
Yeah, sometimes getting to the best place takes you in a roundabout way, right? But eventually we come to this one, and can anyone complain about Charles Oliveira versus Tony Ferguson? That's a fantastic fight, and it also gives Oliveira a chance to really move himself even further up the division. There was a time where Charles Oliveira was a kid that could submit you, he could beat anybody, but he also could lose to anybody. He has shown now a maturity, an advancement of his skill level, and he's in there with the best fighters in the world. The fight against Kevin Lee, I mean, I got to be honest. When the fight was booked, I was like, man, Kevin Lee, too big, too physical. Oliveira used to fight 145. I don't know if he'll be able to handle him. Got the victory. Tony Ferguson seems to be a style nightmare for him, at least for the old Charles Oliveira, because the guy with pressure, the guy that would make him fight harder than he wanted to, the guy that can withstand everything that he threw, usually would kind of like, almost like a tidal wave, would just overtake Charles Oliveira. He gets through this, it shows that the evolution is complete. He is now a guy that can go with anybody, and those mental lapses that he would have before are of the past. And it's shown on the 7-fight win streak. It's shown in the times that he's had to bounce back, but he's never been in a fight with anyone like Tony Ferguson. Ferguson is as gifted and as good as anyone that he's ever been in the octagon with. It's going to be a great fight. Those guys are going to bring it from start to finish. There's going to be a lot of blood. And it's going to be fun. I can't wait. I'm calling it.
DC, what do you think of this idea? What do you think of bumping up Ferguson and Oliveira to the main event of the December 12th card? Co-main event is Junior Dos Santos versus Ciryl Gane. So that's a great fight at heavyweight. And then doing Figueiredo versus Moreno on December 19th. Now the December 19th card is 256 because December 19th is considerably more stacked. Card, right? Khamzat versus Leon, Wonder Boy versus Jeff Neal, Rob Font versus Marlon Moraes, Misha Serkinov versus Ryan Spann, Jose Aldo versus Marlon Vera, Michel Pereira versus Chaos Williams. That's the pay-per-view card. Why don't you put the flyweight title at the top of that one, do Ferguson Oliveira as a fight night main event? And now, I mean, doesn't that make a lot more sense?
Well, you know, at the UFC, everybody's very aware that it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. UFC want to give them something for Christmas, like, hey, go to ESPN. We'll give you this great fight card at the end of the year for free. Why you want to see, Ariel, that's the thing, man. The fans love you. They come back. They go back and forth with you. They love you. They hate you. I love you. I hate you. But then, we want to give it to them for free. UFC wants to give it for free.
But what might happen is people skipping the 12th and going to the 19th. I'm trying to even it out.
But the 19th is free.
Okay,
you ain't got to pay for it.
All right.
You ain't got to pay $65, which is a very, very cheap price for a pay-per-view. It's like you got to get through the 12th with the great Davison DeGator. Get Davison DeGator's fight over, and then you go to the end of the year. Edwards, Khamzat. I mean, the Jeff Neal Wonder Boy fight is the one that I'm super fired up about because Jeff Neal's in his big first real test of his career. And then how does Chaos Williams handle?
That's going to be insane.
Michel Pereira. I mean, boy, it's a great fight card, but like I said, it's starting to look like Christmas, baby. It's snowing outside. It's a little bit nipply. It's cold, a little chilly. I mean, it's a little chilly. Go on the couch, December 19th. Cuddle up with your loved one. Get under a blanket.
This is nice.
A little hot cocoa.
I'm getting all cozy now.
You know, get a little hot cocoa, sit in front of the fire, and enjoy the festivities of the best fight night card the UFC has put on in years.
Okay. We just said this about Woodley Covington. You know that,
this
right?
is one of the best fight night cards. I said one of. If I said one of, then Woodley and Covington can still be one of those two, right? I mean, sure. Come on, man.
Sure.
The best fight night. So get next to your loved one, hug her real close. You know, baby, you're in for a great night.
No, there's no chance.
The dulcet tones of DC calling the fights, the great fights inside.
Wow, you know it's big when DC shows up for a fight night. You know it's big. Doesn't always show up for a fight night.
The big one, baby.
Hey, by the way, Michael Chandler. I feel like there's three options. There's Dan Hooker, there's RDA, there's Justin Gaethje. Like, who's this guy? Who's this mystery guy on January 23rd that Michael Chandler has lined up?
It must be Gaethje, right? It must be
I don't know.
I mean, for me, it feels like Gaethje.
Old Chandler's ghosting me now. I mean, this guy is the.
You made him mad. You probably made him mad too. Did you make him mad?
Everyone.
Every week, someone's mad.
Yeah, last week it was Tony Ferguson who got mad at me for defending him. That was our one.
Well, hey, that's the thing. With Tony, you can't get upset, you know, because sometimes nobody knows how Tony's processing things, right? It might seem so clear to the world, but Tony's going to kind of take it however he wants to take it. At one point, Tony was mad at me. And I was like, well, Tony, he told me he was going to low single me. I was like, Tony, why you want to take me down? What did I do to you? You know, I've been only supportive. And then the next thing, he's telling me he wants to train together.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I just kind of take it, just ride the wave of Tony Ferguson. But Chandler and Gaethje would be fantastic. But boy, could you imagine Chandler and Dan Hooker?
No, all three. I like all three.
It'd be great. Probably Gaethje, man. I think you got to put him at the top. Start him at the very top if he's going to be what you expect him to be.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.